Ahoy! So it is the end of the module. Tears. So sad. But I did want to take this opportunity to just quickly recap where we've been and what we've been learning about so far. So I've been trying to lead you on a tour of the mind and to show you how understanding how people think, behave, and take in information can be really useful for understanding a wide range of practical problems in marketing, management, public policy, and other kinds of applied areas of life. So we separated mental processes into a few different streams. So first, there's cognitive processing, which is about getting information from the environment into our heads in a way that's ultimately going to be useful for making decisions. So it all starts when you pay attention to a tiny subset of the innumerable objects in our environment. You use perception to build a model of the world in your mind, and then processes of learning and memory determine what parts of that model stay in your head and how easy they are to access later on. So think of an advertisement that you see on the London Underground. For that ad to affect you, you have to notice it, you have to read and understand it, and you have to learn it so that you can remember its content later on when it's relevant to you. The second set of processes that we talked about has to do with your motivations and goals. So sure, you might have the right information in your head, but what are you going to actually do with it? How's it going to affect any of your actions? So we talked about the basic motivations that people have and how these motivations can shape behavior by acting on our emotions. Emotions are crucial because they mediate between our goals on the one hand and our actions on the other hand. Often emotions are incorporated into our attitudes toward our choice options. So attitudes are just a fancy word for evaluations of things. And that in turn can shape our behavior. So that advertisement on the Underground isn't going to be very effective unless it appeals to a motivation and gets expressed in a positive attitude toward what the ad is trying to sell. So both of these different kinds of processes, the cognitive processes on the one hand and motivational on the other hand, these aren't just done in isolation. We're a social species and we live in groups. We often get information from others and we're often motivated to fit in with others. Processes like informational and normative social influence can explain how social factors influence our decision making through both these cognitive and these motivational routes. So overall, stepping back, this module gives us a pretty different sense of how human beings act compared to economics. In the videos on decision making, we studied the ways that economists and psychologists differ in their assumptions about human behavior. People, sure, are sometimes rational, calculating, emotionless, super selfish, as economists assume, but this is far from always true. In my opinion, we actually really need both perspectives in order to really make sense of human beings and to have any chance of working effectively with them in any kind of real-world setting. So I hope that this module has helped you to flesh out that picture a bit and to see how exposure to both perspectives can give you a fuller idea of how people work. So it's been a pleasure to teach you, and I hope you've enjoyed this module as well. This has been a very strange semester. Hopefully we never have another one like it. But it's also been really interesting, frankly, as an opportunity to experiment. So because of that, even more than usual, I'm very eager to hear any feedback that you might have. If you do have any feedback from me about anything related to the module, please feel free to share it with me. I'd be really happy to hear it. In the meantime, I wish you the best of luck with your coursework and exams and everything, and with the rest of your degree more broadly. Stay safe. Bye.